All right, today is a lab day, but if you just give me your attention just for a couple minutes, I just wanted to mention to you, because again, one thing that, for lack of better words, I've kind of been accused of over the years is Mr. Corrigan, for example, does a really good job when he's got a lab. He walks around and he says, "How's it going?" I take for granted, right or wrong, that you're all adults. And if you're having a problem, you're going to raise your hand and you're going to ask. I don't think that's too much for me to ask of you. I mean, you're all 20 something, all right? So you're all old enough that you understand that. And many of you have contacted me at different times, with a problem or whatever, and that's good. That's what I want to have happen. But what I don't do, as he does, is just walk around. How's it going? Because I'm going to tell you that works for him. I just have not ever been that way, and he's not like this. So what I'm about to tell you, he's not this. But when I've had teachers like that in the past, I found them irritating. Now that's just me. Maybe I should do a better job than what I do. All right. I take for granted that when it's a lab day that you're working on homework, especially if you're behind, because that's why you get the lap time. And I just, to me, that's just natural. Mr. Corrigan was in here this morning. We were having a discussion about this. He was mentioning to me that he's got several students that just are coming to class and they're not doing anything. Literally, they're not participating in class. They're not turning in anything. They're not doing tests. And we both are, when you hear about stuff like that, you think to yourself, well, who's paying for this? And why are they even doing it? And I don't know. Okay? None of you in this room, to my knowledge, are in any, you'll have no, you'll pass the class. We are at the point that if, you didn't turn in the work, I think you all know this, we don't give D's. If you do get a D, it goes into the book as an F. And after about, I don't know, it's either 6 weeks or 9 weeks, you can't withdraw anymore. Now, when I went to school, just to tell you this, and granted, this is a long time ago. Yeah, there were still schools, and no, it wasn't a one-room schoolhouse and all those funny things. But when I went, literally, you could take an entire class, take the final exam, and if you thought you did badly, you could still drop. That's the way it used to be, and it's not like that anymore. And if you do fail, it goes into the books now as if you try to withdraw, so if somebody stops coming, all right. And we had that case. We had a gentleman that was over here. I'm not even going to say the name because I don't want to get myself or him into any trouble. But he wanted to just withdraw. Well, the point is he stopped coming, so I had to fill out an attendance report and went in as a WF, which was withdraw failure. All right. The school has tried to be better. They used to be so regimented around here, but with COVID and everything else that's going on, they've lifted a lot of restrictions. Some of you come in here and you've got more like tennis shoes or athletic type of shoes on. Up until this semester, you would have been called out in the hallway, if not by me, by Ms. Bruggeman, and she hates that kind of stuff. If you're in here and like I noticed with you, and I'm not picking on you. I don't know if that's a rank and coat or not. You couldn't come in here with a coat. You can keep it on, but I'm just saying you couldn't come in here with a coat or a hoodie if it didn't say Rankin on it. You couldn't. But they've changed stuff over time. All right. So next semester, if you do see me walking around a little bit more than I am right now, that's the reason for it. All right. Okay. So you saw this. This was the thing that I showed you, the one that I created. I'm not even going to run through the pages, but I just wanted to mention to you. So I went in yesterday to Mobi-Rise, and I tried to replicate it. It doesn't look the same. But literally, I timed myself. I think I spent 7 minutes on it. All right, that was it. So when you look in here, so here's the home page. You see that it's, again, it's set up a little bit differently. Here's the About page. All right, here's the Portfolio page. And here's the Contact page. So if you are struggling with trying to get this to work, this may be something that you want to take a look at. Again, over time, the hope is that you will gravitate away from that and gravitate more towards something that you're creating on your own. Now, if you decide that you do want to do this, I went online yesterday, and I found this video. It's not great, but it's only 7.5 minutes. So if you wanted to learn how to use this, I actually watched this. It's about 4 years old now, but there was this set of tutorials. There's like 26 or 27 tutorials, and they last anywhere from like 5 or 10 minutes to maybe close to 20 minutes. And I sat down and watched every one of them when I tried to learn this, and it's very good. The guy who does it knows what he's doing. The problem is most people just don't have the time to do that, and I understand that. But again, if you're struggling, find that's something that you may want or may not want to take advantage of. Now, again, one thing that I am doing is I have asked, some of you in this room right now turned in a completed version of the Aero Bridge Rescue. Some of you have not. Okay, the plan was for Ms. Kincaid to come in here at the end of the semester. We were going to have this pizza party and do a bunch of good stuff. Well, she emailed me yesterday. She has just tested positive for COVID. All right, and she, at a minimum, she is going to be indoors, away, isolated for 2 weeks. So that kind of went to hell. So we may end up doing that next semester. She has given me some comments on some stuff. A couple of you have asked. All right, just so you know, no, she does not have a store. All right, there is nothing that's been implemented as a store. What you have seen, what she sent, and I think, Angie, you were the one who actually implemented it into yours. She has these tote bags, that look like rainbow for the Rainbow Bridge. And I don't know if she ever sent a picture of the shirts. I don't know if you had that or not, but they've had shirts. That's what she has. So she would be looking for someone to basically implement a simple store. The other thing that she asked me was, she said, okay, I appreciate your students doing this, etc., and I like a lot of the things that basically everyone has done, and there have been a few things. Those of you who have completed yours, she sent me one email. I broke it into 3 emails. And I sent one to you, one to you, one to you type of thing. And I said, this is what she wants. And she asked me yesterday, though, and it was a good question. She said, when we get all this done and when we pick one, etc., what if I want to change it? Okay. So one of the things that I am going to do eventually, and I don't even know which one it is in here. There it is. How to convert a CSS site to a WordPress site. Why would I want to do that? All right, because WordPress, it's got a very simple interface. You can take your CSS, and it'll look exactly the same, but it'll be in WordPress. And I could teach her WordPress in probably about a half an hour, where she could go in there and add new pictures if she wanted to, change if she, if let's say that she realized that, oh, wow, there's a word spelled wrong in here, and I never saw that because I gave it to you with a wrong spelling or whatever. Or maybe, we spelled the dog's name wrong or whatever, so she could go in there and fix that. And that's the idea. All right. Now, I have not converted any websites over, but I will at least plan on trying to do that myself. The problem is, you might say, well, doesn't she have an internet service provider? Somebody who, yes, she does. But what they want is they want to charge you money. They want to take it from the beginning and make a WordPress site for you. You understand what I'm saying? They don't want to take an HTML site and put it into a WordPress site. How do I know it? Because I've asked them to already. And they're like, no, we don't do that. But we'll make one for you. But we'll charge you for it. And we'll do the maintenance on it, but we'll charge you for it. Well, she doesn't have the money for stuff like that. All right, and that's why, for example, I've shown you that site that my friend Tom, who's the dog walker, has, and it hasn't been updated. No, I did not convert that one into a WordPress site. I offered to do it for him. He loves it the way it is. He just shares it with friends. He doesn't care. I said, Tom, there's this problem. I don't care. He said, there's not problems as far as I'm concerned. All right. So again, if by any chance you have not done so or you're not working on it, please try to give me a completed website. All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, and no, it's not on there right now, but I'm going to add that it's going to be an extra 50 points. And what it is when I get back the write-up from her that says, hey, I like this, but would you do this, this, and this? And once you've done that, I'm going to give you 50 more points. Now, I'm going to have to give you 0 out of 50 if you haven't given me a site or if you've given me an incomplete site. I don't want to do that. But I've got to try to be fair to everybody. All right? Next semester, I've said this to you before, and again, I'm not, when people say, oh, yeah, you're threatening us. No, how can I threaten you? If I threaten you, you could just stop coming. And there's really not a darn thing I can do about that other than either give you an F or, whatever. And I don't want to do that anyway. I want everybody to keep coming. But again, next semester, we're going to have to do a better job in both classes of getting homework done on time. And if that means that we do a certain amount of that homework as a class so that you understand it, that's fine. Now, Evan may not like that. I don't know. But I've got to do what I can to help people get through and understand the material. Some of you definitely understand this material better than others. How do I know that? Because the grades are all over the place. We have A's in this class, we've got B's in this class, we've got C's in this class, and we've got a D in this class. All right? You can't ask for much more of a variety. There's nobody who's got an F going right now. But if that D isn't converted, that D will become an F. All right? Now, the only other thing that I wanted to say, just so you see this, and maybe I even showed it to you already, because I don't remember. The book that we will be using for fall, let's see, for spring, I should say, is, and I clicked the wrong button. This one right here, Muroc C Sharp 2015. All right, there is a 2019 out, but again, because of the fact that it wasn't out in time, we're still going with this one. It's a good book. Is it a fantastic book? No, it's a good book. It's set up very similarly to the book that you have right now. If you look through it, there's a table of contents in here. There are 26 chapters. No, we don't go over all 26 chapters. There's just no way in heck that we could do that. We will definitely go over the introduction to Visual Studio, the language essentials. We will go over most of this material in here, most of it. And we will go over a smattering of a material that's in here, and probably very little to nothing in here or in here. It's my job that during the break to sit and write up a syllabus that we will ideally be able to follow fairly decently. And what I'll probably do at that time is send you another GitHub or make available to you another GitHub repository that'll have on there all the homework, etc. for the semester. They do have written tests in here. All right, we will again be getting the written tests. I need a way that I can evaluate you. But again, for next semester, you all have to make it a point. Some of you in here, boom, I go look at when something is due and it's there. Some of the rest of you, it's not. And you got to do a better job. The class will run very much the same way that this one is being run. Like I said, I may end up walking around more. And if I walk around, if I walk around by Christopher and it's real obvious he doesn't want me there, I'm not going to stay. But I'm just walking around because I want to provide help if you need help. That's it. I have talked to Mr. Corrigan, and he has told me, I've gotten emails from Ms. Bruggeman and from other people. The plan right now is that we are coming back in spring. All right. Now, things can always change. They could put a stay-at-home order like they've got in California. Anything like that can happen. But the idea is, yeah, we're going to be in here. It'll be the same time. Angie will be in the afternoon, so she'll etc. But and we will still meet 5 days a week. All right. That's the plan right now. What I do with the afternoon class is occasionally we do have a remote day. All right, and we may do that, we may not do that. I don't know. If you don't know, in the afternoon class, there is a class that meets in here in the afternoon. It's Mr. Crowherring's class, and with his class, he, on average, meets 1 or 2 days a week in here. So the other 3 days I'm in here, but the days that I'm not in here, we're in the conference room. That works fine for me and Keegan, and it'll work fine for me, Keegan, and Angie. I've already told them we cannot do that in fall. Right? There's going to be 2 more people who are adding next semester, and that's going to make, I think, 7 that we'll have in here. We cannot have 7 people in that conference room. I don't want to do that. I've already told them that. Could we do it? We could physically do it. You wouldn't want to do that, especially if we're still in a situation where we're wearing masks and stuff like that. We sure as heck wouldn't want to do that. So I'm just letting you know what's going on. So if if you get your books through Rankin, this book is already, the bookstore knows about it already. Okay. You can also go out, again, as it says here, if you buy it from them, you can get it either in ebook format, or you can get it, notice for 70, you can get both of them. All right. And I know that it's available online. I'm not going to go out and say, hey, go to Amazon. You do what you want to do. Do what you have to do. All right. So it was longer than I thought. That's it. But like I said, if you have not finished the Rainbow Bridge rescue site, I want something that's got something on every page. You should have plenty of pictures, plenty of verbiage that she's given you that you should be able to do that. Yes, sir.
Is it Rainbow Bridge or is it Arrow Bridge?
It's Arrow Bridge. I don't know why I keep calling it. I don't know. Where is it? What is it? I think you're right. It's Arrow Bridge Rescue Site. It is Arrow Bridge. Okay? Yeah, then I'm sorry if I didn't mean to be confusing. All right, let's see what she said. Because she always puts her stuff in here. Well, it is Arrow Bridge, because I know that one of her emails is Arrow Bridge. I also have training again this morning like I did before. It's from 10 to 11:30, so I'm going to put the headphones on at that time. As you can see, it's Microsoft Teams training part 2. All right? I only hope it's as scintillating as part 1 was. All right.